Welcome back. Let me walk you through what is the process to set up a Flutter development environment on Windows. For that, we will go to Flutter developer website or flutter.dev. Website name is flutter.dev. It will line you into the Flutter website. Design beautiful apps. Flutter is a Google UI toolkit for building a beautiful natively compiled application for mobile, web, and desktop from a single code base. That is what we have discussed in the previous video. So we will go to this get started section. So we need to go through the installation procedure. Here on this page, you will get how to install it on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and Chrome OS. So we'll look at how it can be installed on Windows. So initially, to install Flutter on Windows, we are asked to have a minimum Windows 7 with Service Pack 1 or later 64-bit computer. The disk space is almost 1.32 GB. And the additional requirement for installing a Flutter is these two tools: Windows PowerShell 5.0 or newer, and Git for Windows 2.x means more than version 2.0. So these are the requirements for installing Flutter on my system. We should make sure that we are running Windows 7 or later, or the disk size should be more than almost 1.5 GB, and we should have installed Windows PowerShell and the Git version control repository on my system. In case if you have Git, you can continue this and you can start installing Flutter on your system. In case if you don't have Git on your system, and if you don't know about what is Git and how to install Git, and I will let you know how to install Git and what needs to be done for installing. So once these two softwares, Windows PowerShell and Git for Windows 2. That is more than version 2.0 is installed on your system, we need to download the SDK from this link, Flutter download the stable SDK, and we need to extract this SDK under C folder. You can name it as source, and you can create one more folder called as Flutter. Then you can extract that downloaded. Let me go ahead and download this Flutter. The download for Flutter has been started. It is saying it is almost about 682 MB. It takes some time to download. And there is one more option. If you don't want to download it from the flutter.dev website, what you can do is, if you have a little knowledge about how version control works, you can go to the particular folder in which you want to install or download the contents of Flutter. There you can point your command prompt and you can run this command: git clone https the repository of flutter -b stable. So either way you can install Flutter on your system. I will choose the first method because I will get the extracted file. There is no wrong in going with the second version of installing Flutter. So it is all up to your convenience. So updating your path. Once the Flutter is downloaded inside src Flutter, you have to install some of the environment variables. While discussing how to update Java path, I have told you to update Java path to C program files, Java JDK bin. That path we have updated for Android and not Android, for Java. So here for Flutter also we are asked to update some of the path. That path actually is flutter/bin. So in case if you have any other path variables already in your advanced system settings, you can add this path as well by adding semicolon at the end of the previous path, and if you can append this path. So this is about installing a Flutter, and once the Flutter installed on your computer, you can go to command prompt and you can check whether Flutter has been installed properly or not using the command Flutter Doctor. So it will tell you what are the dependencies needs to be installed, what is not, whether Flutter will run properly on your device or any other setup needs to be done. Flutter Doctor basically diagnoses your development environment setup. If everything is correct, it will say correct. If everything is wrong, it say what is wrong. So here you can see after running the Flutter Doctor, what it is saying is Android SDK is there, but there is some tool is missing. It will tell you what needs to be done. These are the things you can do, but we will see one by one each of this while installing our copy of the Flutter. But this video is about walking you through the documentation. And one more thing is you should have installed Android Studio on the virtual device. That if in case if you have not done this requirement about installing Android Studio on the virtual device, you can refer to my previous videos. There you will get the essence of how to install Android Studio on the virtual device. Basically, the Flutter application we are making use of virtual devices for running the Flutter application from the Android Studio. And there are two alternatives for developing a Flutter application. You can either choose Android Studio as an IDE, otherwise you can choose Visual Studio Code as an IDE. As I'm comfortable with Android Studio and I have been using Android Studio from past 10 years, I will stick on with Android Studio. In case if you are having a good experience with the Visual Studio Code, you can use Visual Studio Code for developing Android Flutter applications. So my personal opinion is better to always go with the tool which is supported by Google, because Android Studio is a product of Google. So any bug fixes or any new features or the support for Flutter development using Android Studio is much stable and tightly coupled compared to Visual Studio Code. It is just my opinion. It depends on developer to developer. You can take your own time to evaluate which one to use, either Android Studio or Visual Studio Code. So this is all about how to set up Flutter development environment on your computer. So always as a developer we should have that ability to go through the documentation. In the documentation we will get what is to be done, what is wrong, how to implement, what not to be done, and many other things we will learn. So that's why I have walked you through this page. And you can always access this page in the future time, so that if there is any changes in the installation procedure, you will always be pointed to this page. I have left a link for in the description section of this about this page, and feel free to browse, and you can ask me any question if you encounter error during installation of Flutter. Take care, see you all. I'll see you in the next video about a hands-on video to install Flutter on Android Studio. Thank you.